Hi guys, this is the next tutorial. This was requested a lot and I'm going to be using mostly today Rimmel products, but I'm going to be doing a bridal look, particularly a summer bridal look. Now on this side of the face you can see that I have done some eye makeup and some accentuating of the cheeks. This is really using bright colours for the eyes, so you can see in the centre and the lid I've done like a kind of a bright, almost nude, but it's like a pink colour, and then I've gone into the outer V and I've come out doing the brown. Really defined that outer V, and then I've done some mascara, and then I've also used my NYX white pencil before I did any of that. So what I'm going to do is just show you what I've used so far, and then we'll go on to this side of the face. I think the summer brides is really exciting because there's so many colours you can use, so many opportunities to use different colours, whereas if you're having a winter wedding you're kind of stuck to certain trends and certain colours. So summer just gives you that opportunity to use more. What I've done is I've used Rimmel's Wake Me Up foundation, and it's an anti-fatigue effect and it has a radiant glow pigment in it, so that you are going to have that glowy look, but it's not going to look too dewy or too shiny. So I have that on at the moment. I'll just show you, I'll show it to the camera. That's what it looks like. It was very good. It was $4.99 and it's called Wake Me Up from Rimmel, and it says anti-fatigue effect radiant glow, and there's an SPF in it, but you wouldn't know because a lot of the times people are put off using an SPF foundation for their wedding because it has SPF in it and it'll give it a shine, but as you can see it's not too shiny. And the only thing that I've put over this is the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I've purposely gone, because this is a wedding look, if you can see it's quite a lighter shade than I usually use. I'll just take it out and show you, because I think the best thing to do to get the most effect and the most flawless look, because what you want wedding makeup to look like is you want elegance, you want beauty, you want it to be striking. So what I've done is I've just taken this off. You can see it's quite pale, but what it does is it takes away the colour from all of your face. So for example, I have a lot of redness here and here. I've put on my foundation, I've then put on the Rimmel Stay Matte in a kind of a slightly paler colour to take away the colour so that I can choose where I want the colour to come back into my face. That was really a purposeful thing that I did, so I would recommend that if you're having a summer wedding, or even for any kind of foundation look that you want to choose where the colour goes back in. So once I did that, I'll just show you what I did then. I used Rimmel's. People are often put off using bronzer in a wedding, and you shouldn't be, because the bronzer isn't just to give you a tan or a glow, it's to kind of tone your face as well. And again, I've used Rimmel Sun Shimmer, and this is the bronzing compact powder in light matte, and again it's matte, so there's no shimmer, so it just gives you that colour where you need it. Really, really good. Now you can see with the eyes, I've really just have a simple but a very defined outer V. You could use liner, but I thought for summer it's going to be fresh. You could use some eyeliner underneath. I personally wouldn't. So this is my requested look using pink and brown for the wedding for summer. So this is what I have come up with, and I will show you how to do it on the other side. I haven't gone into lips just yet, but I will be doing that with you guys. I just wanted to really get the eye makeup on this side done first. I do also have the 10 must-dos on my website for a bride getting ready for her upcoming wedding, whether it be summer, whether it be winter. That is all going to be on my blog tonight. It's called Kira Explosion of Beauty, and you can check it out there. It'll also be in the link below. So let's move on. Now, I have used my Froyland 2nd edition colours to use for eyeshadow. You can use whatever colours you prefer. I know MAC have a beautiful range of colours as well. So let me just get the colours to show you. These will also be on my website as well, so if you just bear with me a second. This is from my Froyland 2nd edition palette, and I'm just going to show you what I used for the inner eye, there. It is actually showing up a lot paler than it actually is. I will put it on my website so you can see. So this is the pink that I used just for the centre of my eye, and then for the brown I did a mixture of these two right here. And I do get a lot of use out of the Froyland 2nd edition. They are really good because I like the pigments. They stay on for hours, and that's another thing to mention about the Wake Me Up foundation. When I did try it out at first, I was going on a night out and I put it on at about 7 PM and I came back about 1, and honestly everything was still the same. everything look the same. So you do get really good staying power, which is what you want on a wedding day, especially if you're really taking photos. There's going to be flashes, there's going to be a video, you know, it's going to be different atmospheres if you're going into a church and then into a kind of where it's a cooler environment in a church. If you go to a reception at a hotel, it's going to be a hotter environment, and you're expecting your makeup to withstand all of those environmental factors. So it's really, really good, an important factor to take into consideration, that you have a staying power in your foundation, whichever one you choose, even if it's not Rimmel, to have a staying power, and this does have it. And again, the price is quite good, it's $4.99. So that's Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation that I've used. So moving on, let's get our brushes ready, because I'm going to start doing this eye now. And we will move on, as I said, to the blush and to the bronzer as we finish this eye. Now, again, liner on a makeup on a wedding day is really your preference. I wouldn't use it because I just think the colours really complement each other and it's a really nice look. So to go in and do a black line there, I think would just be very harsh, and it may not be appropriate for a wedding. That's just my own personal preference. Obviously brides have their own ideas and what they want. Now the first thing that I did is I didn't go in with the central colour straight away. I did my outer V. So obviously if you imagine a line from here going down, this is your outer V. Now you don't want to go from here obviously all the way down. You want to go maybe the halfway point, but you want it to connect to the outer lid. And that's your outer V that you can work inwards then. And that's what I had done on this side. So I'll do that now. I'll get the colour on my... I've used this applicator because it's easier to pinpoint. And you can always blend afterwards, which is what I did on this side. So let's start with that. I'm going in with the first brown that I showed you, which is a lighter colour. But it will give me the starting point that I need. So what we're doing is we're looking at the side here, and we're going to move up and move in. And it gives you that definition that you need to then go in and apply your pink colour. So we're moving in here. Do it in a downward motion instead of an upward motion. And if you need to, you can always hold the eye, which I've seen a lot of makeup artists do. They hold the skin while they do it. It's not you don't have to do it, but and again, if this isn't showing defined, this is because this is the first light colour brown, so it's not actually the second colour that you can see here. So now what I'm going to do is go back in with the second colour, the darker brown, and this is when you'll start to see the outer V really come into shape. So it may look like a harsh colour, but blended, it's actually beautiful with the pink. It really is, and it's perfect for a wedding. For a bride who wants to look just absolutely elegant and beautiful. Whatever your look as well, you don't necessarily have to have dark features like I do. This would work on people with blue eyes, green eyes. That you could just change around the colours to what suits you. So we've just gone in there. What I'm going to do now is go in with my pink, and we can then define the outer V much more when we see the pink in the centre. So I'm going to change my brushes and use this brush for the pink. And again, that was the lighter colour that I showed you before. It might show up on the brush a lot easier. So that's it on the brush. It might just show it up a little bit easier. And we're just going to go into the centre now and really make sure we go just above the crease there. So you can see there and there how that looks. Then we're going to switch again and do the outer V here, and then just moving it inwards, and then we can blend. And it looks a little bit mismatched right now, but when it's all corrected and everything, it will look exactly like this eye, and it will all come together and be beautiful. I also, if you can notice, there's a difference in the darkening here. I have defined my brows on this side as well, and I'll show you how I did that too. So now we're going to go back in with our brown. And I'm just going to take a mirror as well over this side so that I'm not just looking into the camera, we're also looking into the mirror. So if you do see me look away, it's just so I can get the correct angle, but you'll still see what I'm doing. Now again, I will be blending this, so don't worry if it looks quite harsh right now, it will start to look like this as it blends out. The other thing that will actually brought me to say that is that I like to use, after that I'll show you in a moment, Benefit High Beam. I think that's beautiful, and it's definitely one of the must-haves on a wedding day when you're getting ready. So what I'm going to do now is blend that. Make sure that you've got a clean brush to blend. And what I'm going to do on top, I already have applied my NYX white milk pencil, but I will apply some High Beam by Benefit. You can see the harshness has kind of come out of it now. And we can also, don't be afraid to blend, if it's a clean brush, to blend here, so it doesn't look so harsh. And then move it upwards and inwards. It gives it that soft look that you're looking for. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is, and you get a lot of product on these, so be careful. Don't be, I've often used that mistake of just putting it on and you find you have a lot of product, so just make sure that you have the right amount that you need. A little of this product goes a very long way. And you can also do it underneath the eye and also around the cheeks. Benefit High Beam is beautiful and it's not too shiny. So we're just going to rub that in, and the trick is to rub it in quickly and where you want it to go as well. Okay. So it just brings everything, tones it down, but also gives it a beautiful colour as well. Now, as I said, the last kind of step towards the eyes is what I did was just the mascara. It's your own preference if you do want to have liner and, liner at the top and the bottom, but I just think it looks quite harsh for a bride. So it just depends your own preference really, but I like this. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is just show you the mascara. Sorry guys. It's here, and I think it's been in my last 2 tutorials, and it is Blackest Black by Maybelline. Great Lash, Blackest Black Great Lash mascara, and I really like it. The applicator is great. You get a lot of wear out of this as well, and it doesn't clump, which is really important in a mascara. Some of the really high-end expensive mascaras I've bought, and they clump all the time, and they're just, even the applicators are too chunky. I like thinner applicators, so this really works for me. So what I'm going to do now is just start off by doing the top lashes. Now I usually do quick mascara very quickly because I think when it dries it's harder to manipulate the lash, so the quicker and the more defined the better your lash will look. Okay. Getting those inner lashes as well is just as important as the outer ones, because then it defines your entire eye. Like that. Now we're going to go in the bottom. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Now obviously this one looks a little bit fresher than this one, but the concept is the same, and I've done the same strategy. They do look alike, but I can see that there's obviously, it's just been applied, and this one is still, you can see it's set kind of as well. Don't forget, I don't have it to hand, but do get finishing spray. Brilliant for photos and making the staying power of the makeup even better. So now what we're going to do is move on to the blush, and I'm just going to get that now. But first of all, I just want to show you my Ted Baker lip kit. Now these are relatively inexpensive, but they're very, very good because you get basically a lot of 5 lip colours in one, and they are shiny, but they have a sheer that you put over each colour. So you've got 4 colours here, and then you've got your sheer gloss here, so it keeps it on, but it also stops it having that, you know, shine that a lot of lip colours do have. So it's kind of half lipstick, half lip colour, half lip gloss. Very, very good. And I got that in Boots for about £10, but I've had it a year and it's really good. I really like it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use my fingers to apply this, but you could use an applicator if you wanted to. And I'll just show you the colour that I'm going to put on, just this one right here, and then I will complement it with the gloss as well. So that should look quite good. I'm just going to... Now where it looks quite strong, you'll be amazed when I put on the sheer gloss how it tones it down. But it keeps the colour that you originally wanted there as well, so quite good. Again, you don't have to use your fingers, but I prefer, sometimes if I have kind of applicators like this, they tend to, especially if it's gloss, it's easier to get on your fingers, it's easier to manipulate around your lips and things like that. And again, I can attribute that these colours have staying power, but again, once the gloss is on and it's all dried, they do stay on for at least 6 hours. So you can reapply, obviously, because if you're thinking about it, you're going to the reception, you're going to have a meal, you're going to have a drink, probably more than one drink, it's all going to come off, so you do need to reapply lipstick a lot. So that is something that you would expect to reapply, you know, regardless of eyeshadow or mascara, things like that. The lipstick obviously is the one thing that you'll constantly be reapplying anyway, because you're drinking, you're having a meal, maybe you'll have a starter and a dessert, so it'll all obviously be affected by that as well. So do keep that in mind and keep this handy in your bag, whichever colour you decide. So now I'm going to just take that and put the gloss over it that I showed you. So we're just going to take some of that gloss and we're going to... And you can see it gives it a sheen, but it also tones down the colour, but not too much. And again, this is Ted Baker lipstick. Okay. So that will be the lips that I would do. And again, this stays on now. Give it a couple of minutes to set, and it does dry. It doesn't leave your skin cracked, which is good. Because sometimes when they dry out, that you can actually feel it on your lips as they've dried, and you feel like harsh skin, and that doesn't happen at all. So I would recommend Ted Baker. You can get these in Boots, and they have about 5 or 6 colours in them, including the gloss, and they're great for all occasions. So I would use this for my wedding as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just redefine this colour on my cheeks to give me kind of a glow, and then we're going to go in with our bronzer again on this side because we haven't done it, and our blusher. So just make sure you've got clean fingers in an upward motion. Okay. Okay. I will mention these in a minute, but there are kind of things to do before your big day. They'll be in my blog. These are just from some Sanctuary products that I would say absolutely need to be done a couple of days before. So I'll go into that in a second. So moving on now, this is the blusher, and this is Rimmel London again, and this is Lasting Finished Soft Colour Blush in 020 Pink Rose. So you're getting that pink, but it's not too intense, which is what you want. You want to look flush, you want to look healthy, but you don't want to look too pink. So I know that can happen a lot of times in different makeup looks. So what I'm going to do first is just go back and show you my bronzer to do on this side, and we're really just defining the face and also giving it a little bit of a tan colour as well, which is what you want to. Sometimes when you wear a white dress, it can bring your whole complexion down, especially if you're not naturally tanned, so you do need to put that back into your face as well. Okay, and then we're almost finished. Thank you for requesting this, guys. It was really good to do, particularly because obviously I'm getting married in August, and it was good to play around, and especially the colours that were given were quite complimentary as well. So as you can see, I'm focusing this here on purpose so that it gives my face a structured look. And you can see it's not too much, and that again attributes to the fact that this is a matte bronzer. So you don't, sometimes when you think of bronzer you think of shimmer straight away and you're like, oh god, that puts you off. But this is always make sure that you can use a bronzer that has a matte finish. So now that we've done that, we're just hitting it, the other areas that the sun naturally reflects on your face. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with the blush that I showed you a moment ago, and which is here. This is what the colour looks like. Okay, and we're going to go in now with the blush. I always make this kind of face so I can see the apples of my cheeks quite clearly, and that I know I'm getting the right areas. Okay, so that's what I've done there. Again, I would finish this look with finishing spray that keeps it on, and then I'd give myself maybe 10-15 minutes to get into my clothes, because you want everything to set and dry. I haven't really been requested to do a makeup or and wedding hairstyle. I am going through a couple of things with my stylist at the moment because I'm not sure what I'm going to do personally. But if that is something that you want to see as well, do let me know and I'll do that as well. So this was the makeup look. I will have my 10 must-haves before the day, and these will be included in it. This is from the Sanctuary Spa in Covent Garden. This is a moisturising boost mask, and then this one is for your hair, and this is a smoothing hair treatment oil, which I will be talking about a lot on my blog later on. So do look at that, and it'll be below as well. It's Kira Explosion of Beauty, and the links will be there below as well. Everything that I've used today, most of my products have been Rimmel. I would recommend Rimmel for their prices and also for the quality of the makeup as well. Thank you for watching this, and thank you for requesting it, and I will see you in the next video.